So this is like take 3 of this video because I keep rambling way too much during my intro. Anyway, I'm Phoenix. I have a very patchy beard going on my cheeks because genetics are weird in my family. I'm freehanding this video, so sorry for any shaky cam. There's a Transformers YouTube community thing, question and answer tag video going on. I'll try and tag people at the end. I'll try and think of people to tag. I'm just doing this because I saw Bisto's video on it. I'm not a part of the TFYTC Facebook page. Yeah. Anyway, let's crack on, and let's keep this video short. So, number 1, favorite figure. And if I can remember to, once this video is uploaded, the questions will be in my video description. Favorite figure. If we're talking sentimentality, that's the proper word, it has to be 07 Movie Leader Prime. But if we're talking overall favorite figure, excluding sentimentality, well, even kind of including it, it has to be, honestly, this figure right here, Masterpiece Optimus Primal. I actually just recently grabbed him from my shelf and started messing around with him again. And yeah, I was in that camp that kind of bemoaned Cheetor's mediocrity, and I'm cautiously optimistic when it comes to Dinobot, especially because he's like $200. But I really like what Masterpiece Primal does, and I just have minor nitpicks with him, if that. He's a phenomenal toy. It looks like he stepped out of the cartoon. Yeah. It's so funny to me that they started the Beast Wars Masterpiece figures with such a clear home run, and then dropped down to, this is good, with Cheetor. So, yeah. Dinobot, cautiously optimistic for. Hopefully I'll get blown away by him, we'll see. I know he's due out in like a month or 2. So, yeah. That's going to be a huge hit on my wallet next month. Anyway. Most expensive figure in your collection. Shit. I don't even know what the most expensive figure in my collection would be. Definitely something third party. It wouldn't be my Masterpiece Megatron because that's a KO and I got him for not that much at all off of eBay. I'm trying to think what the most expensive figure in my collection would be. Let me look at what I have on display over here. I want to say Fans Toys Tesla, or maybe Fans Toys Cup. But I'm honestly not entirely sure. Because I think all those two and maybe even Badcube Sunsurge all went for around 100, maybe 120. Yeah, because the more expensive one that I had, the Combiner Wars Devastator, which expensive. I ended up selling him to a local collecting shop. Probably about a year ago now at this point, maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah. Anyway, so that's number 2. Number 3, worst figure you own / how many are in your collection. I don't know if that's how many bad figures are in your collection or just how many in general. I'll get to that part here in a second. The worst figure I own. See, worst is very subjective. Let me look at the other part of my collection. At some point, I should just do a collection tour, even though I've been in this apartment for a while, and you guys know what's in here, or what I have on display. I don't know what my worst figure in my collection would be. I mean, I guess because I technically still have him, Age of Extinction Lockdown, but he's literally in pieces in a storage container, because I just tried doing a weird little customization thing with him or something, and yeah. But I don't have that many crappy figures, if I'm being completely honest. So, yeah. How many are in your collection? I'm also trying to think if I have any particularly bad figures at my parents' house back in my hometown, and I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I don't. How many are in your collection? Honestly, I can't really answer like the total number that I have in my collection because it's been forever since I've done an itemized list. And I have a decent chunk of my collection in storage containers in my closet, and that'll probably be the first stuff that I look to part with or sell back to, like TF Source, BBTS, places like that at some point. But yeah, so I don't have an answer for that. I know at one point it was a few hundred, but yeah. Side note, worst figure I own, that Generations Windblade that came out a few years back. She's still in storage somewhere, and I do want to get the Prime one. Not the Prime, the Robots in Disguise Windblade at some point. Mainly just for the weapon, or maybe the Titans Return one. The Titans Return one did look cool, and I did almost get it at TFCon DC. Just never got around to it. Best worst place for you to buy figures. So when I do buy figures nowadays, from retail or just online, which is once in a blue moon because of other expenses and other stuff that I'm focusing on, it's literally either Walmart or Target. I never really ever buy online from Big Bad Toy Store or TF Source anymore. I don't even remember the last figure that I got from Big Bad Toy Store or TF Source, to be honest with you. My most recent purchases have either been at brick and mortar stores like Target and Walmart, which is where I got Times Return, Battle Slash and Road Trap, or Battle Trap, or on eBay, which is where I got my Megatron, who was right there poking in the frame. There he is. So, yeah. It's mainly eBay, and Walmart and Target, those kind of places. I don't have a worst place for me to buy figures, honestly. What figure do you want the most? I don't know. I think like an achievable one for me to get right now is Power of the Prime's Grimlock, just because I didn't go in on him when he first came out, and because he's actually been given a lot of praise. He's now like double retail on eBay and pretty much everywhere. So if I can see him at brick and mortar places anytime soon, I'll probably just grab him because he's only like 20 something bucks, but for some reason he goes for like 50 online, which is bananas. But in terms of like a figure that I really want the most, I don't know if there's one that I want the most overall, like a complete holy grail per se. Yeah, I don't know if there's one that I definitely really, 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 really freaking want. Honestly, other than Masterpiece Dinobot, my only like real strong wants for this year will probably be maybe tracking down a Car Robots RID 2001, Ultra Magnus, getting the proper Masterpieces on Trigger who came out last year. It was just a bad time of year for me to get them because holiday season, and I don't like spending money on myself around the holiday season. And there was one other one in there. And then obviously the rest of the Power Prime's Dinobots. But honestly, there's not a whole lot that I want, or a whole, like, one figure that I want the most. Yeah. I mean, I guess if like Fans Hobby or somebody like that does something that's along the lines of their arch enemy, I would be all over that. But, nothing Fans Hobby has done since has really, like, spurred me to want to get it. What figure would you like to see made that isn't made yet? Ooh. I mean, I would love a Power of the Prime's flywheels, like Battle Trap. As far as we know, that's not happening, but it probably is. What figure would you like to see made that isn't made yet? Other than that, honestly, my initial reaction to that is more Masterpiece Beast Wars stuff. I would be all over a Masterpiece Rhinox, and maybe at some point I'll get the Perfect Effect, or yeah, I think it was Perfect Effect. Their Beast Wars Masterpiece Optimal Optimus. Although I just feel weird about getting him and not getting their Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Megatron. But something about that, just it looks nice, but it's just kind of there and doesn't completely wow me. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, figure that you would like to see made that isn't yet. I mean, yeah, you can always give us more Wreckers stuff. I would love more Wreckers. But let's just go with a proper, like, Beast Wars Masterpiece Rhinox. I think that would be really freaking cool, especially with the spinning Gatling guns of Murder Doom. Anyway, side note, Generations Rhinox is a very underrated figure. That figure got so much hate when it first came out because of the hips and everything. Phenomenal figure. Still one of my favorites in my collection. What is your opinion on KOs? I don't mind them, honestly. I think technically Zhu Zhang's Supreme Commander is a KO, so I have it, I like it. I technically think my Open and Play Big Cannon's a knockoff. But if it's not, cool, yay. I like Open and Play Big Cannon. But yeah, I don't mind knockoffs. That's my opinion on them, honestly. I mean, if they serve a need for me, for my collection, then I'll get it. That's what it boils down to. Like my Masterpiece Megatron, who you go get a proper shot of now. There you go. He's a KO. And that's because the MP, whatever his number is, Masterpiece Megatron 2.0, still goes for an absurd amount of money. And I just wasn't willing to pay that for him. So I waited until there was good quality KO. And honestly, I can't even really tell, minus a little bit of an issue with, like, the deltoid joint right here, technically back of the shoulder, right by the head that kind of, like, friction rests into the neck, that it's a KO. And that's only because, like, this section is a little bit wibbly-wobbly. And I think that's because of the weight of the fusion cannon. Favorite character of all time, Dinobot, which is why I'm excited for Masterpiece Dinobot. Other than that, I don't really have one. Favorite Transformers shoe? I gotta go with Beast Wars because I grew up with Beast Wars and fucking loved it. And a very close second is Animated, and a distant third is Prime / Beast Hunters. I feel like Beast Hunters just got too much flack. It was good for what it was, and same with Prime. So those would be my top three, with Prime being a very distant third. Just because I feel like there was potential with Prime and Beast Hunters that they never fully hit. Debatably the same with Animated. Actually, no, truly the same with Animated. And even though that was a freaking great show. Love or hate the movies? I'm ambivalent on the movies, honestly. I didn't see The Last Knight because I had no interest in it. Age of Extinction was fine. It was just overly long and needed to be edited more. Dark of the Moon was fine. I liked Leonard Nimoy, rest in peace, as Sentinel Prime. Revenge of the Fallen was shit. Let's just be honest. And the first live-action movie, for being the quagmire that it was pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, I like the first one from back in 2007, but the others could take or leave, honestly. Was Hot Rod responsible for Prime's death in the 86 movie? Sure. Yeah. Anyway, I've gone on far too fucking long with this video. Tagging time. Let's tag... I don't know if she does videos anymore, but let's tag Becca. Metal Doxy or whatever she's going by now. And then let's tag Vigadeath in case he hasn't already done this. And who the crap else do I want to tag? I'm trying to think who's on Twitter that I could tag easily. Let's tag Thew. Just because I want to see if my tagging of Thew in this video will go anywhere. So, Thew, Vigadeath, and Becca, you're it.